Hi there people, welcome back to another little installment from Quiet Waters Bees. Today I'm going to be showing you what I do to control the nemesis of bees, that being the European wasp. And also because there's been some interest shown by one of my people that watch these videos. Kim is interested to know about our property. So I'll have a quick walk around our property after I've shown you what I do to control these wasps, and just show you our property here at Quiet Waters. Thanks, and let's get on with it. So for the benefit of Kim and any others that are interested, very quick guided tour of our place. What you might call the back of our property, I suppose, is where I've got the bees set up on their little terrace up there. Beside them I've got some fruit trees, a mandarin tree there and a lemon tree there, and just below them some out of control mint. But there's plenty of work for us to do here, and one of the jobs is to bring that into control, get that into something that looks a bit more like a controlled mint plant. But looking from the back of our property upwards to our house, which is above there, that's up at the street level, and just below it a couple of sheds and our workshop. Down here we've got what is going to be our garden for root crops, potatoes, peru and kumara, all overgrown at the moment. It used to be a garden, but the previous owners just got out of control with them, so that's our on our to-do list. Just beside the that garden and below the sheds here is our terraced garden of winter vegetables, brassicas, and beetroot, and some spinach. And we'll just take a walk over to here, beyond this line of trees that you see here. We'll just poke our nose through this little gap here and introduce you to our citrus plantation. And looking up here, starting at the far end, we've got limes, grapefruit, oranges, tangerines, small oranges, and some other more lemons and different varieties of lemons. But that's enough of that. We will head back to the workshop now, and I'll show you just what I've come up with to combat the or help combat these German wasps. And just before we go into the workshop, there's an enormous amount of trim that needs to be done to the trees and the trees that are lining the driveways, etc. And we're chipping all the trimmings and putting them into this very large area here. The trimmings will be chipped and turned into compost for the gardens. Anyway, let's go into the workshop. So here we are in the workshop. I've got a bee box, obviously empty, no bees in it, all set up here. They're made up of a base, which is just a wooden base there, and the bee box itself sits on top of that. Inside the bee box is all the frames, and along here, as you can see, here's the opening. Now during the summer, bees come and go in there, and there's a large population of bees, and so the gap is this full width of the base. But over winter there's a reduced population of bees, and you've got other things like the wasp and even mice that will try and get in there and eat the food inside. And the food consists of protein and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates being the honey, and the protein being little bees, grubs, etc. And of course we don't want them eaten. So we reduce the entrance size over winter by placing a blank across it. So that covers the entrance, and in front of it, in the middle here, you've got a screen, and if I take this off and show you the other side of it, there's a small hole there, enough for the bees to get in and out of over winter. But of course the wasps can also get in and out of the hive through that hole, but typically the wasp will, and other bees that might want to rob the hive, will head straight for that opening. And so I've put a screen across here, so any predators can't get in through that screen. However, the bees that are inside and that belong to this hive, they get to know their own hive. They will come out and then climb up this tube which has been created, and then out and away to do through this gap here. On their return, of course, they know that to get into their hive they've got to land and go in through this tube. But as a added little part of the screen, I've also placed a bit of tape. So we'll put this other one on here, and that bit of tape, it just means that any predators, they can certainly see the hole or the entrance down here, which of course, as I said, is blocked off by a screen, a metal screen, but they can't see bees climbing up and down inside here, so that they don't learn very quickly that the entrance to the hive is actually through the top. And having this, essentially this little tube or tunnel that they've got to go through, as they're finding their way down there, the guard bees that belong to the hive have the opportunity to attack and push the predators out. So pretty simple, and I don't know if you can see it, there's a little screw hole there and another one just over there, and we just screw that to the box. So that's how I control the, or one of the ways I control the German wasp. The other one, of course, is I put bait stations around the property which attract the wasps. It's filled with a insecticide that attracts wasps. It deters the bees. The wasps feed on that bait and take it back to their own colony, their own nest, and that poisons the nest. So that's my idea. Well, it's actually not my idea. I borrowed it off something I saw on a site on the internet and decided to copy it to suit my own purposes. So there we go. I'll let you know in about 3 or 4 weeks how it works. We don't have many wasps here at our home property. I do have another half a dozen hives over at our son's place, and they certainly have an awful lot of wasps over there. And I've done the same over there, and put bait stations around. Did that 5 days ago. We'll pop over there in another couple of days and check the bait stations, make sure that the wasps are feeding on it, top the stations up as necessary. So there we go, just one of the things that we do as beekeepers. It's not all about actually playing with bees and extracting honey, etc. We've got to look after our bees, same as any farming venture. If you look after your animals, your cows, or whatever you're farming, if you keep them well looked after and happy and healthy, then yeah, you'll do well. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will do another little video in perhaps another week. Thanks again, and if anybody lives close to where I live, here in the South Waikato. More than happy to, if you contact me and come along for a cup of tea, and I'll give you a hands-on experience inside. We can have a look inside a hive. All right, thanks a lot. Farewell from Kevin here at Quiet Waters Bees.